In the wake of unsettling developments across Port Charles, the events of this Wednesday's General Hospital episode bring with them a combustible mix of lingering trauma, buried secrets, and brewing confrontations. As familiar faces battle their own demons and entanglements deepen, the stage is set for a major reckoning, one that threatens to pull multiple families apart and challenge the loyalties they've clung to in the face of chaos. Among them, Carly is blindsided by what seems to be a ghost from the past. Willow walks a tightrope between righteousness and revenge, and the shadow of Sunny's dark dealings casts a long, dangerous silhouette across every interaction. The hour ahead reveals that not all is buried, not everyone stays dead, and not every betrayal is forgivable. It begins at the heart of a conversation that Carly never expected to have. When Jason confides that he may have glimpsed Britt at the Paris airport, Carly's world briefly tilts on its axis. The name alone dredges up a tidal wave of complicated memories, heartbreak, hope, and guilt. Britt, as far as anyone knows, perished violently during Heather's rampage, another tragic victim in a long line of Port Charles martyrs. But Jason's certainty unsettles Carly. He's not a man prone to fantasy or confusion. Still, Carly struggles to accept the possibility. It's easier, and safer, to dismiss the sighting as a misidentification, a stranger in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yet even as Carly offers rational explanations, Jason's instincts won't let go of the unsettling idea that Britt may still be alive. And if she is, what kept her away? What's brought her back now? And more importantly, who else knows? Across town, another web of lies continues to spiral outward from a single decision. Drew's aggressive campaign to destroy Michael's custody standing has left lasting damage. Willow, previously a beacon of calm, now appears eerily composed, even satisfied, in the wake of Sasha and Daisy's abrupt departure. Their vanishing act followed an alleged threat to Sasha's child, an incident suspiciously timed and painfully convenient for those who'd benefit most from Michael's isolation. Nina, ever attuned to shifts in behavior, corners Drew with loaded questions. She suspects he may have orchestrated the entire chain of events. After all, Drew is nothing if not resourceful, and his quiet ruthlessness has grown more pronounced with every blow he's taken from Michael and Carly. Though Drew denies having any role in scaring Sasha away, Nina isn't entirely convinced. She turns her attention to Willow, pointing out her strangely muted reaction to the news of Sasha's exit. For a woman once so concerned with family and nurturing bonds, Willow's lack of concern feels almost tactical. Nina, sensing something off, begins to theorize that Willow's own vendetta might have driven her to silently support, or even enable, the dangerous manipulation of events. Drew, however, remains unmoved. He informs Nina that regardless of her suspicions or moral objections, the wedding is still happening. He's not walking away from Willow. Not now. Not after everything. Meanwhile, Portia finds herself wrestling with guilt and regret after revealing a dark truth to Willow, that Drew coerced her into altering Michael's blood test results. With falsified data painting Michael as a drug abuser, it's no wonder the custody courts began to tip in Drew's favor. Willow is horrified by the revelation, yet it doesn't take her long to pivot from disbelief to a chilling acceptance. In her eyes, Drew only did what was necessary to protect what was his. She repeats a mantra that has grown increasingly dangerous: Michael played dirty first, so why should they stay clean? With those words, Willow's descent into moral ambiguity is complete. She's no longer the woman who once championed peace and patience. She's a mother hardened by loss and disillusionment, willing to embrace cruelty if it brings her family back together. Outside this growing storm, the situation surrounding Marco Rios escalates. ADA Justine Turner is determined to uncover the truth about Marco's disappearance and whether Sunny is involved. She questions Jen Sidwell, pressing him for any indication that Sunny may have acted on his own terms again, this time with catastrophic results. The investigation begins to take on a heavier tone, as the lines between justice and personal vendetta blur. Turner's determination to bring Sunny down feels personal, and while Sidwell appears cautious, it's clear that secrets lie just beneath the surface of their conversation. Simultaneously, Dante is pulled deeper into a quagmire he desperately hoped to avoid. His father's involvement in Marco's disappearance has turned from suspicion into a probable certainty. But confronting Sonny about it only draws a chilling warning from the mob boss. Some conversations, Sonny insists, are best left unsaid. Especially between a father and the detective's son investigating him. It's a reminder that blood ties don't grant immunity in Sonny's world. Loyalty is earned, and the price of disloyalty is silence, permanent, unforgiving silence. Elsewhere, Lucas finds himself at the doorstep of answers. Following leads that others ignored or feared to pursue, he reaches the address tied to Marco's last known location. With a key clutched in hand, Lucas unlocks the door and steps into a darkened room that reeks of fear and confinement. He finds Marco inside, frightened but alive. The relief is immediate, but it quickly gives way to rage. Lucas is furious that someone let things escalate this far, furious that Port Charles continues to accept these violent patterns as normal. Marco's rescue is only the beginning of another set of complications, as Lucas is now in possession of knowledge that could unravel multiple lives if spoken aloud. Yet the surprises aren't over. As Dante and Lulu regroup from the emotional tension of the day, they're blindsided by another revelation. Their son, Rocco, has been visiting Liesl Albrecht, secretly and consistently. The woman once feared and exiled by most of Port Charles has resurfaced, and she's formed a quiet, eerie bond with the boy. Neither parent knew. Neither gave permission. And now, they must confront the terrifying question of why. Why would Rocco seek out Liesl? And what does she want with him? The truth may lie in the shadows cast by Britt's potential return. If Britt is alive, could Liesl be involved in orchestrating her survival? Is Rocco unknowingly playing a role in a larger plan? And how far is Liesl willing to go to reclaim the family that was taken from her piece by piece? The implications ripple outward, intersecting Jason's doubts, Willow's transformation, and Drew's growing manipulation of the people around him. General Hospital * is no stranger to resurrection, betrayal, and the blurred lines between love and power. But in this episode, the emotional terrain feels especially fragile. Each character stands at the precipice of discovery or collapse. Carly must decide whether to believe in ghosts or dismiss Jason's warning. Willow is rapidly becoming the very thing she once stood against. Drew is tightening his grip on a family built on a cracked foundation. And Sonny, always one step ahead, is silently rewriting the rules of engagement as his enemies close in. The return of Britt Westbourne, if true, is no small narrative twist. It would upend the fragile stories that others have built on her death. But just as powerful is the quiet war playing out between lovers, parents, and those who've stopped pretending to be good. No one walks away clean. And as Port Charles wakes up to what's been hidden in plain sight, there will be no turning back.